Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news folks. Today we're diving into a story that's been causing quite a stir around the Washington Commanders and the NFL landscape as a whole. It's about a situation that's not only testing the patience of fans and analysts, but also putting the spotlight on the franchise's management and future. We're talking about the ongoing contract dispute involving none other than Terry Mclaurin, the team's star wide receiver. Now, if you've been following the Commanders closely, you already know how pivotal Mclaurin has been for this team. Since he was drafted out of Ohio State in the 3rd round, he's developed into one of the most reliable, dynamic pass catchers in the league. His route running, his ability to make plays on 3rd down, and his leadership both on and off the field have made him a franchise cornerstone. And yet, despite his importance, his contract situation has become a focal point of tension and uncertainty that could have major repercussions for the team's future. Let's back up a little and set the scene. Adam Peters, the man now serving as the general manager of the Washington Commanders, has been widely praised for his strategic approach and for almost everything he's done since taking over. His track record in building competitive rosters and making shrewd personnel moves has earned him respect across the league. But, as with any GM, the challenge of managing player contracts, especially of star players, can become a complicated dance. And right now, Peters is walking a tightrope with Mclaurin. The wide receiver has made it clear he's seeking a new contract extension, something that would reflect his value after several impressive seasons. But despite the negotiations, there's been little progress, and Mclaurin's frustration has started to boil over. This has been evident in his actions during team activities. Mclaurin has sat out of OTAs, which are voluntary, but then also skipped the mandatory minicamp, showing his displeasure and making it clear he's serious about his demands. The situation escalated further when he chose to sit out the initial days of training camp. Now, players sitting out these kinds of sessions isn't new, but it does come with a hefty price tag, $50, $0 per day in fines. And when we talk about a player who's been a key part of Washington's offense, the stakes are even higher. The situation took a turn when Mclaurin, no longer just a passive protester, reportedly made a trade request, a move that signals he's trying to force the issue, trying to send a message that he's serious about his value and his future. It's a situation that's causing a lot of unrest, not only within the locker room, but also among the fan base. Fans are watching anxiously, hoping that the franchise's leadership, led by Peters, can handle this delicate situation with the right balance of firmness and fairness. Despite the growing noise around this dispute, it's important to remember that removing Mclaurin from the equation isn't an option for the Commanders. The team's front office has made it clear that they won't be entertaining trade offers, especially for someone as vital as Mclaurin. This is a player who is not only a top-tier receiver, but also a leader in the locker room. The Commanders are in a position where they're determined to keep him, especially considering the team's aspirations for a deep playoff run this season. They truly believe they have a shot at competing for a Super Bowl, and losing their best pass catcher at this point would be a huge blow to those hopes. Now, this is where the story gets more interesting. Adam Peters has shown remarkable calmness and a methodical approach throughout this tense period. He's been steadfast in his belief that Mclaurin is a vital part of the franchise's future, but only on terms that are financially sustainable for the team. The sticking point appears to be the dollar amount. Mclaurin is reportedly seeking more than $30 million per season, a figure that some analysts say might be too high for a player who'll be 30 years old in September. Peters, on the other hand, remains cautious, reluctant to commit to such a lucrative deal on what would be his 3rd NFL contract. This kind of negotiation isn't new in the NFL, but it's certainly complicated when it involves a player of Mclaurin's caliber. Both sides are standing firm so far, and that's where the tension really begins to build. It's gone beyond just awkward negotiations. It's become a palpable discomfort that hangs over the team's training camp and preseason preparations. The Commanders, with their sights set on making a serious playoff push, need their best offensive weapon on the field, and every day that passes without a resolution makes that goal more difficult to achieve. Fans might not like the current stalemate, but Peters' approach is rooted in long-term thinking. He's focused on building a sustainable, competitive roster that can contend year after year. And in his view, that means making smart decisions about contracts, even if it means standing firm in the face of player demands. Mclaurin, for his part, feels undervalued and disrespected, which is understandable considering his contributions and the market value he believes he deserves. But the reality is, a substantial pay raise, especially one that exceeds $30 million annually, comes with its own set of challenges. The franchise has to balance the desire to keep him happy with the need to maintain a financially sound roster capable of competing at the highest levels. And make no mistake, this dispute isn't just about money. It's about respect, value, and the future direction of this team. Mclaurin sees himself as a cornerstone, a player who has earned a top-tier contract, while Peters and the Commanders are trying to navigate the delicate line of respecting his contributions without overextending their financial commitments. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the broader context of the team's current trajectory. Washington has been rebuilding steadily over the past few seasons, and with a talented roster that includes players like Sam Howell, the young quarterback who's shown flashes of promise, the team believes they're on the verge of something special. The defense looks solid, the coaching staff is motivated, and there's a real sense of optimism among the players and management. But all of that could be derailed if core players like Mclaurin aren't locked in long-term. His presence on the field is not just about his catches and yards. It's about leadership, the chemistry he brings to the offense, and the morale he boosts in the locker room. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time the Commanders have faced contract disputes or locker room tensions. The franchise has a history of navigating tough negotiations, but this one feels different. It's more high-stakes, more intense. The team's success this season could hinge on resolving this dispute quickly and effectively. If they manage to reach an agreement that satisfies both parties, it could set a positive tone for how the franchise handles future negotiations. But if it drags on, it could ripple through the season, affecting not only Mclaurin's performance, but also the team's cohesion and focus. Peters' experience dealing with receivers in contract disputes is valuable here, but even he admits that this situation is unique. It's a franchise-shaking development that could define the team's direction for years to come. The pressure is on, and the stakes are sky-high. Fans are anxiously waiting to see how this unfolds, hoping that cooler heads will prevail and that Mclaurin's future will be secured with a deal that recognizes his worth while keeping the team's financial health intact. It's a delicate balancing act, no doubt about it, and everyone is watching closely to see if common ground can be found before the season gets underway. In the end, this isn't just a contract saga. It's a story about value, loyalty, and the vision of a team that aims to be great. Mclaurin is not just a player, he's a symbol of the franchise's ambitions, and the way this situation is handled could have lasting implications. Will Peters be able to convince Mclaurin to accept a deal that's fair and sustainable? Or will this dispute linger into the season, causing distractions and uncertainties? The coming weeks will be crucial, and fans, players, and analysts alike will be watching every move. This saga encapsulates what makes the NFL so compelling: the drama, the high stakes, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. Do you think Peters will be able to close the deal? Do you believe Mclaurin's demands are justified? Or do you think this will be a long, drawn-out saga that could impact the team's season? Whatever your thoughts, we're eager to hear them. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Commanders!